Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh Mother, take us from this journey to Asat, to Sat, which is not real, to the reality. You know, you and I, when we see, let's say, hot potato for lunch or dinner, and with butter in it, and we say we are having hot potato. But if you look at it carefully, the truth of the statement of the hot potato is not true, because the heat of the potato is borrowed. As per Vedanta, whatever is borrowed is not true. Heat of the potato is borrowed from the hot water. Hot water's heat is also borrowed from the hot pan. And the hot pan borrows the heat from the hot fire. But the hot fire's heat is not borrowed. It is truth. Similarly, this is the statement of the prayers. The Mother takes us from unreal to real, from Asat to Sat, from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of light. Today we're going to discuss a few of these points, and we'll make a nice little mixture of the ancient that you have been so familiar with, and maybe some of it not heard. Today I'm going to talk about one of the Christian mystic, Maestro Eckhart. Maestro Eckhart is not Eckhart Tolle, both a German origin. Eckhart Tolle is the modern time right now. He writes a lot of book. Silence is one of his very favorite, my favorite. Maestro Eckhart is about 12th century. And he was born somewhere around 1260 or so, not exactly known. And most likely was in Germany, not also exactly known. But he went off in his youth time to Paris, France, to do his research and study. And there he acquired this name called Maestro. And why are we talking about Maestro Eckhart today? Because what he talks about in 12th century is today we are talking about it in our modern time. And the ancient gurus 6,000 years ago had spoken about it, is oneness. Maestro Eckhart, if you have to take one thing, one of his favorite monk who was doing a lot of research on Maestro Eckhart. Maestro Eckhart went into a lot of trouble with the Christian church because he was talking about something which the church did not believe in, and he became a monk. Maestro Eckhart not only became a monk, he became one of the very popular monk amongst sermon as well as for his speeches. But he landed up trouble with the church because the church asked him to revise his vision. He, of course, did not. And today, all over the world, we are talking about Maestro Eckhart because, and it is not only America, it is not only Europe, it is also in India. Because Indian theory of the ancient Vedanta today reflects through Maestro Eckhart's talk. His only one thing Maestro Eckhart kept on talking about, only one thing. And that one thing is the ground of the human being, the ground of man, and the ground of God is one. How beautiful, no? The ground of human being, the ground of man, and the ground of God is one. Now look, after reading this, one of the Christian mystics went off to Dalai Lama, recent time, and asked him, so, Buddhism talks about how to get out of suffering, and he covered with some wonderful ways of coming out of suffering. And how would you relate to, mind you, this suffering is related to Maestro Eckhart right now, coming up. How would you relate to, in Christianity, we talk about through pain, through suffering. So how would you quote the two, that is Buddhism and the Christianity, are the two different things? Because they appear sounds poles apart. Dalai Lama gave a beautiful answer. He said that overcoming suffering is not to eradicate suffering, is not to erase it, is not to take it away. Overcoming suffering is to begin to suffer for other people. And notice, what did Jesus Christ do? And this Christian mystic who asked this question in recent time, he said, I immediately felt that Jesus and Buddha embraced each other. Because both are talking about, one is talking about overcoming suffering through a certain process. Jesus Christ talking about overcoming suffering through embracing pain and suffering for other people. Now look at the great masters. Paramahansa Ramakrishna, towards the end of his life, he was suffering intensely from the worst cancer of the throat. And he seemed to be in absolute oblivion of the pain. And Hari Maharaj, he comes and asks him 3 days before he left his body, Thakur, how are you feeling today? And he said, I can't eat, I can't drink water, everything is falling off, a lot of pain. And Hari Maharaj, later on Turiya Maharaj, became a great monk of the Advaita and very strictarian and very loving and caring. Strictarian in terms of learning Vedanta. He told Paramahansa Ramakrishna, as a brahmachari then, Hari Maharaj, he said, but you are looking as if you are in bliss, in joy. You're not looking in pain and suffering. And Paramahansa Ramakrishna, instead of getting mad at him that he's not understanding my pain, he smiles and he said, in Bengali, he said, Shala dhore pereche, rascal has caught me. This is what is called embracing pain of others to yourself, to remove suffering. You're doing others' pain, you're suffering, your body's suffering, but you are not suffering. Paramahansa Ramakrishna is in joy and bliss. You look at Swami Vivekananda. He said, I'm not going to cross 40. He left his body at 39. And he worked his life out. And because of which today India's Vedanta is all over the world. Everybody's talking about Vedanta. Stanford, Harvard, NYU, New York University, even Thomas is in Denver University in Canada writing book on Mandakya Upanishad, Vedanta. So this, with these Eckhart, Maestro Eckhart, because Maestro Eckhart is saying the ground of man and the ground of God is one. In other words, the Vedantic term, Aham Brahmasmi, Main hi Brahma hu, Tat Tvamasi. Shwetaketu asks Angiraj, Father, I finished my training, 12 years of training. And he comes, young, sprightly boy, and Angiraj sees the Shwetaketu is very proud to have all the Vedanta Upanishad in his pocket, and he is very proud about his knowledge. So he asks him, Shwetaketu, did your teacher teach you what is that one thing? If you learn, you will learn everything in this world. Shwetaketu is trying to be surprised now. He said, one thing? How can that be? If I learn about physics, I learn about physics. I learn about astronomy, learn about astronomy. Learn about Vedanta, I learn about Vedanta. How can I learn about mathematics from that? So, Shankaracharya, while writing this commentary, he says, Shwetaketu was scared, father will send him back to the university. So Shwetaketu says, Father, why don't you teach me? Father says, okay, tomorrow. Next day, he says, wait under the tree. And there was a beautiful, huge tree, the Ashwath tree. He goes, Shwetaketu was waiting, and I've shared with some of you this story. Angiraj comes with one bowl of salt and one bowl of water. And he tells him, mix some of this salt into this water. He mixes it. He said, churn it well. And then he said, can you take out some salt from there, from the water? And Shwetaketu searches keenly, tries to fingertip one or two granule, you can't find, all are mixed. He said, no, father. He said, okay, Today's lesson is over. Tomorrow we'll meet again morning 7 o'clock. Next day morning 7 o'clock, Father asked, can you see any salt there? They had left it covered. Shvedakirti said, no, Father. Everything is mixed. He said, taste it. Taste it from this bowl, this corner. And then from that corner. And then from this corner. And this corner of the lip. What do you taste? He said, salty water. He said, have you noticed? This salt is not visible, but you can taste it. You feel the presence of it, but you cannot see it, touch it, smell it. But yes, in this case, you can taste it. Same way there is one, and that oneness is what? Oneness of the ground where the human being, the man, which is Maestro Eckhart talked about, and so as ancient rishis, and that the ground of man and the ground of God is one. And this is what ancient India is talking about for thousands of years. This Vedanta is turning India around and will shoot up India from 15 to now it is third. It is gone past Japan. Japan is $3.5 trillion today in the world IMF. India has gone past $4 trillion. And India is going to shoot ahead. And this Vedanta is bringing India back. Vedanta cannot be killed. And you I need to know a little bit about Vedanta. And today I want to now understand from this non-dual wisdom and path to realization, in which the prayer to lead us from unreal to real, from darkness of ignorance to the wisdom of knowledge, light, and take us from death to immortality. How do you do that? Body will die. But look carefully, our body will die. Our great-grandfather's body also died. But have you noticed, we remember up to grandfather, most of us. We don't remember our great-grandfather. Do you? Most of us. But look carefully, we have not forgotten. Even simple scientists, not spiritual people. Let's say Einstein, Isaac Newton, or let's say Bertrand Russell or Shakespeare. And then spiritual masters. Mother Teresa, Paramahansa, Jesus Christ, Buddha, and so many Indian like Vivekananda, Paramahansa Ramakrishna, Paramahansa Yogananda, and so many in every state we have. Shankaracharya, 1400 years. We do not forget them. They become immortal. What has become immortal? Not the body. And now in this case, what is suffering? The body is suffering. The mind may be put through the body suffering. But the mind can be detached with this wisdom and the knowledge is what Mother is talking about. In the direct pointers of this Ashtavakra Gita, which is a translation of the original, beautifully done, and this is one by Nityananda Swami, and this is Thomas Byron, and Thomas Byron has translated this book. And this book was given to him, this Ashtavakra was given to him by Neem Kairoli Baba. You must have heard his name. He is very famous. Many famous Americans have come down to him for, including the many film actresses have come. Steve Jobs had come and spent almost 3 years with him. And so did Thomas Byron. Thomas Byron left his body very young, I believe around 40s. And it was considered that he was an enlightened. His translations are powerful. Here I want to share with you just one. This is chapter 15, verse 4. I want to just share with you to understand this non-duality point of that we are talking about. He says, Natyam deho nate deho Bhokta karta navabhahan. Natyam deho. You are not your body. Natvam deho. Not the body belongs to you. Bhokta karta navabhavan. Neither are you the enjoyer. We say, no, I'm enjoying the Golgappa, the ice cream, or the fun and the party. Bhokta karta, nor are you the doer, nor are you the enjoyer. Nava bhavan. Chidruposi sada sakshi. Be aware of the consciousness which is ever witness. You can't see me, hear me unless you're conscious. Chitrukosi, that's your consciousness, Chaitana. And Nirupeksha Sukham Chara. Be detached and live happily. Be detached. How? That pain of Paramahansa Ramakrishna is Chidruposi Sukham Chara. It is Chidruposi Sada Sakshi, which is the ever witness, not of the pain, of the truth. And in which, what is this reality of the world? I'll talk about this Ashtavakra today, this Sunday. 2 more slokas. 1 more sloka can take 2 hours. We will go into basic details. So those of you keen, come over. I want you to understand, recently, in the mind and the duality, we do not realize, you and I, we are beyond mind. We are changeless, we are blissful, and we free from mental disturbances. Who is this we? Not the mind, not the body, but the truly who we are. And that is our Chaitana, consciousness. As an Advaita Vedantist, you realize that this true happiness, Shanti, Ananda, Samriddhi. You pray to Mother Lakshmi for money, money, money. Pray to Mother Lakshmi for Shanti, Ananda, Samriddhi. Just think, Samriddhi meaning what? You can have lots of money, no? You're not asking for money, you're saying Samriddhi. And Ananda, when will you have Ananda? When you have so much you don't know what to do with it and you give it to the people, no? And Shanti, peace, happiness and joy. The rest of the things are what? They are basically, otherwise we are prisoner. We are prisoner in this little name called Robbin Ghosh, and a body and a name and a form. And in which the Shankara's version, Shankara Charya, he is talking about the whole universe, let's say the whole city in the modern time. If you're driving in a car, Shankara's time there was no car, equating to today's to understand it, and you're driving in a mountain track, and in the rear view mirror you see the city that you've left behind. You are seeing in the little rear view mirror or the little driving mirror the entire city at the back. This is the reflection of the city. Just like that, you see the reflection of the world, just like the TV screen. TV screen is the reason why you can see the play, whether the joy or the dinosaur or a suffering or fighting scene. You are seeing because of the screen. But have you realized you and I are unaware of the screen? We are not aware. When you touch the hero or the heroine, you don't touch the hero or the heroine on the screen, you touch the screen. Isn't it? But we do not realize it. We are not conscious. Just like that, you and I are unconscious. And this is what Ashtavakra is saying. Natvam deho nate deho. Bhokta karta natva bhavan. You are neither of this. You are something very special. Come on, take up the journey. You and I, once we realize it. And so what is all this world then around us? This is what the deepest mystery is called existence. Like this book is existing. That's why you're seeing it. You are existing. This world around you, your house, your home, your screen is existing. But we don't look at it that way because we are not used to it. Vedanta is bringing it that what you perceive is because of existence. And what you experience, anything that you experience, is an object with your consciousness, in which I will touch upon just a little point. Then what is this world? This is called in Vedantic term Maya. What is Maya? Maya, which appears to be an illusion. It is also strangely, beautifully, science has discovered today. 3 greatest of the scientific research today. Let's say Einstein's relativity, or Heisenberg Or let's say, there is the Gödel, Isinger, Einstein, three top scientists of the time. They're all the three theories are talking about uncertainty, relativity, and equanimity. And notice all three are talking about what? Which is not real. What is the latest Nobel Prize winning physicist? Three scientists are discovered 2022, 6th of October. Remember Alan Aspect, Joel Zellinger, John Alton is saying what? This world is not real. So what is it? It is that appears to be real. Why? Because Sada Sakshi, just now Ashtavakra, it has to be an observer. I will talk about the 7 stages of these three, Gödel, Isinger and Einstein, and how it equates to the ancient time Ashtavakra, almost 400-500 years before Buddha. That is about 3,100, 200 years. Today Buddha is about 2005 and 2,500 now is Jesus Christ, and he's about 3,000. So Ashtavakra will be 3,500 years ago. About 400-500 years before Jesus was Buddha, about 300 years, and before Buddha 500 years was Ashtavakra. And yet, look at them. They all discovered this unreality of the world. My question to you, the moment you do this, even the journey, just start a little bit of step, you know what will happen? Suddenly you will realize you go past that pain and the suffering. Why? Most of you have experience, and you may have done it yourself. All of us do it, and especially you have done it. Otherwise you and I wouldn't be sitting across and listening to Advaita Vedanta at this moment of time. You must have sacrificed your life for other people. And when you do that, have you realized instead of a pain, you get a tremendous joy, Ananda. This is what you ask from Mother Lakshmi. Shanti, Ananda, Samriddhi. Through suffering. And look at the great master. Isn't that what they did? Jai Guru.